Hi, I'm Kline. I'm a sergeant with the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife, in charge of the Aquatic Invasive Species Program for the state of Washington. Today we're in Plymouth, Washington. We're running a check station on all watercraft for aquatic invasive species. We run these check stations periodically throughout the year, usually one or two a week at locations that are usually determined by local staff. On all watercraft we're inspecting them primarily for any invasive species, the different aquatic plants that can be spread from water body to water body, and especially any boats that are coming from out of state. We're looking for the biggest threat that Washington faces, which are zebra and quagga mussels. In 2010, we checked close to 2,000 watercraft at our check stations. Last year, we intercepted a total of about 40 boats that had some type of contamination. That was both aquatic plants and zebra and quagga mussels. For standing water in a watercraft, normally that's in boats that are being used in Washington State, and we ask the person operating the vessel or in control of the vessel to drain the water out. If we locate zebra quagga mussels on any watercraft, we kind of quarantine that vessel until we can have adequate staff and time to decontaminate it. If we contact a watercraft coming from known zebra or quagga mussel state, we do a very thorough inspection of the vessel. We take into account all information that we have on the vessel from the people that are in control of it, such as how long that boat's been out of the water, where it was last used, when it was last used, what type of cleaning procedures, if anything, they've taken in effect on the boat. And then we'll do a thorough examination of all exterior surfaces and interior surfaces where any standing water can collect on the boat. And then we'll decide whether or not that vessel needs to be decontaminated. If we detect a contamination on a vessel, a lot of times that's just aquatic plants, and we can remove those here at the check station, give the boat owner some information and send them on their way. If we determine a vessel has more contamination, such as possible zebra quagga mussels, we'll quarantine that vessel, have them go to a secure location, and then we'll do a thorough decontamination with hot water. There are hot water pressure washers. And we have some units that are out in the field in various locations throughout the state that are fairly close by, and if there's a serious enough threat, we'll bring one of our big portable pressure washers into the area where we can decontaminate it and do a thorough job. Worst case scenario, depending on the level of cooperation we have from the boat owner, the operator, would be we seize the vessel and hold it in quarantine until we can thoroughly decontaminate it, and if we decide to go criminal charges for the length of the possible trial. We'd be looking at the filing of criminal charges as someone knowingly disregarded our laws and knowingly brought zebra quagga mussels into the state, and they had no regard for our laws or our waterways. We look at all of our check stations individually. We don't have any prescribed amount, but we want to make sure we have adequate staffing so that we can get boats through in a timely fashion. We don't want to hold up any of our watercraft owners or users with an undue burden of a check station. Most of these checks can be done within a few minutes and get them back on the road to their final destination. Okay. Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife runs several check stations throughout the year in high volume areas where we intercept a lot of watercraft coming into our state and going to different parts of our state. Our check stations consist of a short delay in their transportation time, where we check the watercraft and all associated equipment for any possible contamination. In Washington State, we run check stations on a temporary basis at various ports of entries into the state and also at various water bodies where we have high level of usage. While running our check stations, our officers have an opportunity to contact members of the public and advise them about the situation that each of the states are facing when it comes to aquatic invasive species. In Washington, we use our check stations as a tool to intercept high-risk watercraft and also to educate the public about the dangers aquatic invasive species pose to the waters of our state.